Elaine in the house. I'll just to illustrate that point. I'll get my little miss mug out and have a sip. How are you doing? How are you doing? I am so excited today to talk about one of my passion topics, marketing. But not just like just any old marketing. But I want to talk to you today about marketing, mindset, and money, and how those three M's are all intertwined. Intertwined, okay? I might talk a bit like Yoda every so often. Intertwined, they are intertwined. So, if you're like me and you love people and you prefer working with fewer people and you like to attract high ticket clients, then we got to talk about marketing. And if you somebody tried to slip into my DMs this morning, went without even getting to know me. He went straight to asking me questions about help me get more clients. But he never said what he did or, what his offer was or any of the important details. Not even well, I think in fairness to him, there was a hello, how are you? But that was it. Um, so if that's you, if you're like, oh, I would actually rather work with less people and you have the skills, as Liam Neeson would have said in that famous movie, if you have certain skills that are required to be able to, basically attract high ticket clients, then we need to talk about your marketing. Okay. I think sometimes when people hear the word marketing, they just glaze over it, right? Because they're like, oh, because everybody just talks about pixels and AI and tech and automation these days, don't they? And so a lot of highly skilled people, um, like the people that I work with, they're just not into that. It's just like, just no interest in automation until they've finished working with me, in which case then they're like, oh, Elaine, I like the way you make these repetitive tasks me do it once or twice and then I don't have to do it anymore. Yeah, then they like automation. But up front, in the kind of getting to know you, in the sign on the dotted line part of attracting a high ticket client, they're not interested in that. It's just it's just not them. So does that resonate with you? And here's what I'm here to tell you. Marketing is actually all about human connection. There you go. Mic drop. See you later. Except that I've also got two other things in my title, which is mindset and money. But I also want to talk to you a bit more about that. It's really important if you want to draw people towards you that you just honestly be yourself because, like, for a number of reasons. You know, yes, I have bundles of marketing awards. Um, yes, I have been paid an inordinate amount of money to build incredible campaigns for huge blue chip clients. Yes, yes, yes. But these days, I only work with people that I like. That's a prerequisite for me to work with you. Also, as was just said to me by my client who I just finished working with today, I'm not full of shit. She said to me, Lane, what I love about you is that, yes, you use a certain level of management speak. And okay, there is a certain level of jargon. But at the end of the day, she says, you don't pull any punches. You don't talk any bullshit. You just say it as it is. And that's because marketing is all about human connection. And anybody who doesn't say that is missing the point, especially when you're working with high ticket clients, and especially if you want to work with fewer clients and you want to charge more, because you need to get to know people better instead of getting to know more people. Okay. The whole idea that you need a tiny offer to attract a high ticket client isn't true. Like, yes, it can be a way. Of course, it can. There's lots of ways. And like I say to my clients, anyone who tells you that there is only one way to market is a liar. They're just lying to you because it's their way, okay? And and if they say there's only one way and there's just it's the most effective way, that is a load of bullshit. And here is why. 2 and 2 is 4, right? 3 and 1 is 4. 5 - 1 is 4. 100 - 96 is 4. There are a million infinite ways to get to 4, okay? And there are so many different ways that you can advertise and market to your target audience. Of course, there are, but do they suit you? That's what you have to ask yourself. Does it suit you? You know, that's what you have to ask. So, the thing that suits me is I love a bit of tech, right? But I also am really time poor. I have a daughter with additional needs. She's got bleeding loads of appointments. So I like my marketing to be all about human connection. It suits me, it's who I am. I like to draw people towards me who know who I am, that they see who I am when they watch my videos. They know what they're getting into. They know there's going to be a couple of bleeps, and I'm going to tell them straight how it is. I might just be a little assertive, stroke, old speak, bossy. And, I'm going to encourage them to just figure out their offer, find the big problem that they solve, you know, like however you want to say, like, be brave, be bold, ask for the money you deserve, but make sure that it's a big, big problem that you solve if you want lots of cash for it, and that you can give your clients a big result that they say to you at the end of it, God, I loved working with you. God, I'm upset that we're not going to be working together again. And I would love to still work with you. And I tell people about how great you are. Boom! That's what you want. And that's what you want to be able to market. And that's what you want to say. If you want high ticket clients, you need to be able to have a human connection. Go deep, not wide. Okay? Go deep, not wide. That suits me. That suits me. Why? Why does it suit me? Because it's low tech and it's nice. You get to chat to people. Okay. But there are certain things that you need to do. All right. And that brings me to mindset. Okay. Because there is a certain level of energy that you are required to have if you want to charge lots of money, whatever your version of lots of money is, to your clients. Okay. There's a certain energy that you require. And some people who believe in law of attraction, I actually do, would say there's a certain vibration. And actually, I was chuckling to myself this morning because I was thinking of a friend of mine in Australia who is a fabulous financial whiz and also a drag queen. And he's all about the vibrations. And I was like, oh my God, actually, vibrations is a word that's, I've been listening to for a long, long time, because I left New Zealand in 2007. So I was just thinking, yes, 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 mindset, vibrations, it's so important, okay? It's so important because if you're in a space where you're like, oh my God, I really need that client. I really need to, get that person over the line. Um, otherwise I'm not going to be able to pay the, rent, staff, whatever it is for you. Then you're in a state of lack and your communication is not going to be great. Okay. It's like I was saying this to a client this morning. I worked with a guy, he was sensational. He was so bright. He was pretty handsome. He was attractive. He had a great, interesting accent. He ticked all the boxes, right? But he was flipping desperate to get a girlfriend. So he had that bang of desperation off him. So he just didn't find the right woman for a long time. And his vibration was poor. Okay. So, how is your vibration? What's going on up here in the noggin? Okay. Because if you don't believe that you have got the skills and you don't believe in your talent, then, it's just not going to. Boop, too much vibration. Then, it's just not going to work as well, is it? So think about it. Think about your energy. Where are you coming from? Because if you're slipping into somebody's DMs and you go straight, last happened to me yesterday, a lady was trying to sell me brand strategy. And she started off with, "Hey, it's great to get to know you," straight into the sale. And then we can get to know each other better. And I was like, did she read over this? Because like, I don't know her. And she hasn't reached out to me before. And I don't mind someone slipping into my DMs as long as they kind of go, "Hey, how's it going? I see we're in that group together. Really lovely. I just wanted to get to know you. How are you getting on?" Keep it light, keep it breezy. And then get to know somebody. See if you can help them. Offer them something easy that they might be able to talk to you about. Because if she got to know me, she'd know I don't need brand strategy. No, like like the Eskimos need ice. I don't need brand strategy, but maybe there was something else she could have helped me with, you know. So again, remember I said, 2 + 2 = 4, and 5 - 1 = 4. Like people go, "Don't use DMs," and people go, "Social selling, social selling," and both are right, but there's a way to do it. And mindset and human connection and joy and loving what you do and knowing that you're worthwhile and knowing that what you've got is going to really help somebody and choosing your biggest, most valuable skill to help somebody, but the one that brings you joy is key to earning lots of money. Okay, it really is. And before I go away from mindset, I want to say one more thing to you. Okay. What is the negative impact of success for you? Okay. What could go wrong if you do really well? So, for example, I've got an interactive live workshop on Wednesday and Thursday. So let's say like 100 people came each day. Whew, exciting. That'd be amazing. Amazing. But what could the negative impact of that be? Okay, well, let's say 1,000 came and tried to sign on. Well, I'd be like, "Oh God, I don't know whether Zoom will handle that." Okay, so already, if I actually don't want 1,000, um, universe, I do not want 1,000. I actually don't. But if I did, I need to make sure that everything is aligned. Okay, that I've chosen the right software that will have the capability of delivering me what I want. That I've got my checkouts ready. That, whatever I've decided to use to help somebody to make a commitment and be able to take the action to get the results they want, I need to make sure that I'm ready to give them that, that I've got my sales page ready if I'm going to do something like a group program, which I am. But if I'm going to do one-to-one calls, then I need to have an easy way to call me. So, for example, if you want to book a call with me, you just go www.elaineWalshMcGrath /call. Easy. Right? And if you're watching me on any of my channels that are Elaine Walsh McGrath, that's easy to remember. So, what about you in terms of mindset? Okay, have you sorted all of that out so that if you're starting to envision like what could go wrong, that you've got solutions for those problems, that you're making it easy for you to make money? Okay, like really dig deep on this, okay? Go and get the old pen out, the piano Louis, and go and write down what could happen if I made millions. What is the negative impact? Like, for example, let's say whatever you're selling suddenly takes off. Like, what are your little niggly worries? Like, oh God, if we get loads of agency clients, I don't have the staff for that. Oh God, what if we underdeliver and like a big client then tells their friends because they're really well connected that we're shite, and then I'll never get another client again. Whoa, Nelly, that might be lurking right there at the back there in the old mindset department of the subconscious, and you might be unwittingly telling yourself that. So get it out there, write it down, go get a blank piece of paper and go, what are the negative impacts of success? Thank you. And 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 then figure out, okay, well, hang on, because I swear to God, every idea that you come up with, every piece of shite can be polished, can be cleaned. You can go, okay, not enough staff. Well, why don't I figure out a tiered retainer? Why don't I start looking around for people to help me on a virtual basis? Why don't I start to use some freelancers on a virtual basis initially until I build up a network? There's always a way. There's always a way. So you've got to figure out your mindset issues. You've got to write down what the negative impact of success could be. It could be something hilarious like, oh, my cousin Jimmy John will come out of the hiding and he'll want to, you know, loads of money the whole time and he'll drive me bananas. That can sometimes be an actual fact for people. Back here in the old mindset. So those kind of things stop you from like getting to the next level. So don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you. Okay. Okay. And the final in marketing mindset of money today is money. So charge what you're worth. What are you worth? What are you worth? And just remember, whatever you do, it falls into three buckets. Okay, if you're lucky. If you are fall into the three buckets: health, wealth, relationship. Whatever you do, it's got to fit into one of those high value buckets. You need to figure out which bucket the problem that you solve falls into. And then you need to make sure that it is important enough. So you might think, for example, sleep. Okay, so let's say you're a sleep coach and you're like, gosh, I wonder how much I should charge for that. Well, I'll tell you a long list of people who will employ you like that to help either them with sleep or their kids with sleep. Okay. If you get the motivation right, if you can get the results, if you can communicate that, then you should be charging what you're worth. Okay. And honestly, it circles back around to marketing, to knowing who your ideal client is, to knowing what your actual offer is, and to doing a bit of research. Go out there and do some research. Because listen, let me just tell you, if people are paying money to solve a problem, then there's money to be made. If people are paying money to lose weight, for example, then some people are out there paying Noom or Weight Watchers. Some people are buying a DVD. They're spending a certain small amount of money to buy to solve that problem. There's always somebody who has less time, who wants to get there quicker, or sometimes people who want to get there slower than the average banana. So you need to figure out who the right person is for you. And if there are loads of people in the market, then there is a market, which is great news. So don't try and reinvent the wheel. Go after the money in the market, okay? And finally, and I'll close on this. I loved this quote. It was in Denise Duffield Thomas's book, but I can't remember who said it. So I'm sorry, person who said this. You can't make money. And I thought, that's actually really interesting. No, you can't, right? Because the central bank does that, or wherever you are in the world, you have an organization who actually prints it. And let's face it, inflation. Couldn't we say a thing or two about money at the moment? The thing is that you can't make it. You can't. But what you can do is you can create pathways to go, come on, money, come on, come in here, go into this pocket, that pocket, the back pocket, that account. You can make pathways. So, what are your pathways like? Are they blocked with stuff going on up here? Are they blocked because you go send everybody to a link in the bio, and there's no freaking link in the bio? Or there's a link, but it goes to the wrong old webinar, or you say something really boring, like book a call with me, but you don't give people any reason whatsoever to book the call with you, and you don't tell them what they're going to get as a result of the call. Like, why would they call you? Why? Create that pathway. Go and look at your pathways, okay? And make sure that they're clear. Make sure that the signposts to you are really clear and easy to follow, and and hopefully well trodden. And just remember, they don't have to be like totally well trodden. They just might need to be trodden by the right people with the right amount of money for you. Okay. So I hope that you've taken lots out of that, out of marketing mindset and money. There is enough money. There are enough customers in this global world of ours. 8 billion people. Come on, there's got to be enough people out there for whatever you do. You've got to have a problem that's big enough, that's really, you're able to identify it clearly, to go, come on over here, I'm over here, like a tour guide in Trafalgar Square with a yellow umbrella. You've got to be that person. You've got to be like, hey, I'm over here, and say it in such a way that your ideal client comes on over. And if you think by any chance, if you went, but I'm doing all that, Elaine, and then you sent me your links, if you really genuinely think that I wouldn't go, oh, come on now, that's shite, then good for you. But if you're not making the money that you really honestly think you should, then there's definitely an issue. Something is broken. Okay. So if you got a spare hour or so this week and you think, okay, you know what, I wouldn't mind sitting in on a session where I get to ask questions, where I can go, Elaine, this is what I do, this is my offer, and or this is who I think my client is, then come along Wednesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. EST, which is 1 p.m. my time, which is UK and Ireland time. I'm going to be doing a workshop, an interactive workshop. Okay, it's going to be short and sharp, 45 minutes plus. I want to leave time, 15 minutes of time for Q&A. Okay, but if anyone has been to my webinars before, and this is more interactive, but you'll know, even if you've been to a webinar, that I actually answer questions as I go, and I sometimes stop and just go, send me something to, and I teach as I go. I just can't help myself. So come along. The link, if you're watching me on LinkedIn or Facebook, is in the post, and the link to register if you're watching me on Instagram is in the bio. So come along, and there will be a replay available, but only to lucky people who've registered, because that's one of my pathways. I make sure that if I do something once, it happens again and again without me being involved, because guess what? I've got to go bring Schieffer to an appointment right now. So, thank you so much for spending time with me. And I want you to go off and think about the negative impact of success for you. That is your homework for me for today. And I'll be back here tomorrow, but at 3:00, because guess what? I have another appointment with Schieffer tomorrow. As you do. But I'll be back here at 3, and I can't remember what I'm talking about tomorrow. Oh, I know. I'm talking about building your network. So come back. Come back to me tomorrow at 3. I'll be teaching all about how to build your network. So I'll see you then. Bye.